Beneath the shimmering surface of our planet's tropical oceans lies a world of breathtaking beauty and bewildering complexity. These are the coral reefs, often called the rainforests of the sea, vibrant, sprawling cities teeming with life. Picture intricate structures branching like trees, vast stony plates, delicate fans swaying in the currents. Almost alien, a silent, slow-motion ballet in the sunlit shallows. For centuries, these underwater kingdoms have captivated us. The sheer diversity of form and color is overwhelming. Schools of impossibly bright fish dart in and out of the coral branches, their scales flashing like scattered jewels in the filtered sunlight. The water itself is often crystal clear, allowing light to penetrate deep and illuminate the scene in spectacular fashion. It is a world that feels both ancient and alive, a testament to the patient, creative power of nature. These magnificent structures are not mere rocks. They are living, breathing ecosystems, built by some of the smallest creatures in the ocean, yet visible even from space. How are these magnificent underwater cities built? The answer lies with a creature of remarkable simplicity and astounding ability, the coral polyp. These tiny animals, often no bigger than a grain of rice, are the master architects of the reef. They are soft-bodied invertebrates, closely related to sea anemones and jellyfish. Each individual polyp is a simple sac-like organism with a mouth surrounded by a ring of stinging tentacles, which it uses to capture tiny food particles drifting by in the current. But the true genius of the coral polyp lies not in its individual form, but in its capacity to live and work together as a colossal, unified colony. The secret to their construction prowess is a remarkable partnership. Living within the tissues of most reef-building polyps are microscopic algae called zooxanthellae. This is a classic example of symbiosis, a relationship where both partners benefit. The coral polyp provides the algae with a protected home and the compounds they need for photosynthesis. In return, the algae harness the power of sunlight to produce sugars and other nutrients, providing the polyp with up to 90% of its energy. This vital infusion of energy is what allows the coral to undertake its monumental building project, the creation of a hard, protective skeleton made of calcium carbonate. Each tiny polyp secretes a limestone cup around its base. As the colony grows, new polyps bud off from the old ones, and each one builds its own stony home on top of the skeletons of its ancestors. Over countless generations, these individual skeletons fuse together, layer upon layer, growing upwards and outwards towards the life-giving sunlight. A coral reef is far more than just a beautiful collection of coral skeletons. It is a vibrant, living ecosystem, a bustling metropolis that provides a home, a pantry, and a nursery for an astonishing array of marine life. The complex, three-dimensional structure of the reef, with its countless caves, crevices, and branches, creates an almost infinite number of habitats. It is estimated that coral reefs, while covering less than 1% of the ocean floor, support around 25% of all marine species. This makes them one of the most biodiverse ecosystems on Earth. Thousands of species of fish, from the tiny electric blue damselfish to the magnificent but menacing shark, patrol the reef's corridors. Parrotfish, with their beak-like mouths, graze on algae and coral. Elegant angelfish and butterfly fish move with grace through the coral gardens, while moray eels lurk in shadowy layers. The reef is also home to a huge variety of invertebrates, crabs, shrimp, starfish, sea urchins, and the wonderfully intelligent octopus, a master of disguise. The relationships between these creatures are as complex as the reef structure itself. The classic example is the clownfish and its sea anemone home. Cleaner wrasse and cleaner shrimp set up cleaning stations where larger fish will queue patiently to have parasites removed. The reef is also a critical nursery, allowing juvenile fish to grow in relative safety before venturing into the open ocean. The importance of coral reefs extends far beyond the beautiful world beneath the waves. They are silent, unseen guardians of our coastlines, providing a vital service that protects natural habitats and human communities. The immense, solid structure of a reef acts as a natural breakwater, absorbing and dissipating the powerful energy of ocean waves and storm surges before they reach the shore. This formidable barrier can reduce wave energy by up to 97%, significantly lessening the impact of storms, hurricanes, and tsunamis. This protection is crucial for coastal areas, preventing erosion, property damage, and the loss of life. Without the protective buffer of a healthy reef, coastlines become far more vulnerable. This erosion also destroys important coastal habitats like mangrove forests and seagrass beds, which are themselves critical nurseries for marine life and further lines of coastal defense. The financial cost of replacing this natural protection with man-made structures like seawalls is astronomical. A healthy coral reef provides these essential services for free, working tirelessly, day and night. This protective role is becoming ever more critical in a world of rising sea levels and increasingly frequent and intense storms driven by a changing climate. In many low-lying island nations, entire communities are protected from inundation only by the coral reefs that surround them. The health and integrity of these reefs are directly linked to the safety and security of millions of people. The reef is a living shield, and we must do everything we can to keep it strong. The connection between humanity and coral reefs is deep, ancient, and multifaceted. For hundreds of millions of people living in coastal communities around the world, reefs are not just a beautiful natural feature, they are a direct source of survival and prosperity. The incredible biodiversity of the reef translates into a vital source of food. Fish, crustaceans, mollusks, these species provide essential protein for coastal populations with few alternatives. Fishing on the reef is a way of life, a tradition passed down through generations. It's also the foundation of local economies. Fish markets busy with buyers, fishermen selling catches at docks beyond subsistence. Coral reefs drive powerful economic activity through tourism. The sheer beauty attracts millions of divers, snorkelers, and tourists each year. Tourism generates billions, supporting jobs in hospitality, diving, and tour guiding industries. Reefs are a treasure trove for scientific and medical research. Intense reef competition has produced complex chemical compounds for defense and communication. Scientists are finding potent medicinal properties in these compounds. Cancer, arthritis, heart disease, viruses. The reef is a vast living library of genetic and chemical information. Coral reefs hold deep cultural significance. For indigenous and coastal communities, reefs shape identity, traditions, and spiritual beliefs through folklore, art, and ceremonies. Protecting reefs means protecting human cultures, livelihoods, and a vital source of food and medicine. The fate of these ecosystems is inextricably linked to the fate of a significant portion of humanity. Despite their immense importance and stone-like appearance, coral reefs are extraordinarily fragile ecosystems, and today they face a crisis of unprecedented scale. The greatest single threat is warming oceans caused by global climate change. When ocean temperatures rise and stay high, the symbiosis between coral polyps and their microscopic algae breaks down. Stressed polyps expel their colorful algal partners, leaving a stark white skeleton. This is coral bleaching. A bleached coral is not yet dead, but it's starving and under immense stress. If temperatures fall quickly enough, corals may recover their algae and survive. If heat stress is prolonged or severe, corals die, leaving barren algae-covered graveyards. Massive global bleaching events driven by record ocean temperatures have devastated reefs worldwide. Great Barrier Reef, remote Pacific atolls. What took thousands of years to build can be lost in a single hot summer. Beyond climate change, reefs face local threats. Pollution from land is a major problem. Runoff from agriculture, plastic pollution, destructive fishing with dynamite and cyanide can shatter reefs in an instant. Their fate is in our hands. We must act decisively to tackle climate change. This means a global effort to reduce carbon emissions and transition to sustainable lifestyles. We must also reduce local pressures, improving water quality, establishing marine protected areas, promoting sustainable fishing. These vibrant, life-giving ecosystems are a precious gift. It is our shared responsibility and our privilege to protect them for future generations.